This one's been a really cold one, a really rough one. But the little animals, they're a lot tougher than you give them credit for. Welcome, friends. Welcome to the foothills of the Smoky, another chapter of As the Ridge Turns. Now, I hope y'all are faring well, didn't have no bad times. This has been a rough one. The snow was one thing, but this cold air is another. It got down to 0 here for a couple of days, -0 in these wind chills at night. It's been a rough one here. I hope y'all fared well. But here's the ridge. This is what she looks like. She's been a rough one. The old pond, she's froze over really big time. Now these little animals, you can see, I've seen tracks here when I pulled the camera card. And it's gonna be gone though in just a few days. We're fixing to have some heavy rain, so that means flooding. So I want you to relax and just see what's stepped in front of the cameras in this cold snow. Yeah, that's me changing camera cards on a cold morning on top of this ridge. I mean, it's cold. I'm bundled up all I can bundle. But anyway, what you see is always a week behind on these cameras. And I tried to get back in this I'm at the foot of this ridge. I tried to get back in there when the snow hit the next day. But it's just too bad for my health and safety. I just wouldn't go up in there. But I did catch some deer moving around while I was there. And they seem to like this cold weather. They moving around pretty good. But I catch this little rare glimpse of a yearling fawn, little doe. Not worried about me so much, but she's just amazed at this snow. It's her first snowfall she's ever seen in her life. And she's amazed by it. Ain't she beautiful? But she sees me. And on the ridge on these cameras, these deer's still trying to forage, snow or no snow. But you know they have a hard time. As snow and this cold weather gets old on them real quick. And there's a buck moving through. I bet you he's cold. And they move around pretty good. The whole herd's moving. And the turkey surprised me. They're out moving around. I guess they want to get off them cold roosts. But they seem to move around everywhere. I've seen tracks everywhere when I pulled these cameras. I like to get out in the snow. I see all kinds of tracks. I didn't film no old yaller this week or no other cat, but I seen their tracks. And here at the log, it's snowed in. Ricky's not fooling around with it today. But I caught a turkey moving through. He's just moving on through. But there's Ricky going up to the rock motel, up at his perch. Too much snow for him. And all I caught up the rock motel during the day was a blue jay. But this is the rock motel. I filmed it. Got to be a cave under there. There's just too many animals. And down at the pond, the deer seem to be moving around. And they seem to be having fun too. Now here's the turkey They beat that snow. They just fly in here instead of walking through it so much. But they're out scrounging here at the pond like they always do. And it's a cold morning. Beautiful birds, ain't they? Come dark on that first night, it's still snowing. The animals are trying to move around. Here's an old coon moving through the snow. Coming off that ridge. And they move around, but not very much. Here's a deer moving through. I'd say that's Mommy in her pond. And you can see how cold it is. The possum did not move around whatsoever. They're held up, but the fox did. He's out making his rounds. And the skunks. It didn't seem to faze them too bad, but it put them down a little bit. But they're still moving around. There's old Flat Top moving through. Now here's a rare picture, bless its heart, of a coon. Looks like Rocky too. His tail's almost off. Got in a fight or a coyote or something. Bless his heart. And there's old Flat Top on the ridge trail. He's just messing around. There he is at the tree below the rock motel moving around. About all I caught there. And up at the rock, that looks like old One-Eyed Jack there moving through. Just starting to snow. But they know what's coming. They're going under that rock too. Ain't that amazing? Skunks, possums, coons, and the groundhog. But they all start moving towards that rock when that snow starts moving heavy. They know. And there's old Flat Top. Snow's starting to add up. Thought he'd turn in a little bit, I guess. And they all seem to be coming in. They're going to huddle up and get warm. Yep. They know where they're going. Got to be a cave under there, just too many animals. It probably branches off everywhere. And there's the old coon coming out. After the snow has done its thing. They try their best to forage around, but it's awful cold. And there's old Freddie or Betty out prowling around. But the skunks, they try their best to move around out in this stuff, but it is hard on these little animals. And they're tougher than you think they are. But they get cold too. They don't stay out long. That must be a mating pair there. Flat Top and his mate. But there's more than one. So the rock, it's always a busy place. Come daylight, there's the old coon moving back through. Don't know which one that is. And the deer, they out foraging on an early morning. Always moving around, but they seem to like this cold weather. Don't bother them. The beautiful deer. And they just mosey around like there's no snow or snow. It don't matter to them. But it's time for the little squirrels. They have a hard time because they can't get under this snow too good. But they try. But they just hop between trees. Ground's awful cold for them. They're so precious. Well, that's just what stepped in front of the cameras this last week in this old snow. Next week, all that rain will melt it off. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you for watching. God bless and stay warm.